Hey guys, today we're hauling this John Deere 210 from the factory here in Kernersville, North Carolina, up to 5-star equipment in Syracuse, New York. We will get it loaded up. So hopefully it doesn't take them too long to get it out here. This load we're picking up is going up to Syracuse, New York. A place called 5-star Equipment. I was hoping to get home tonight, but the load I did yesterday, it was a prefab concrete building. It was a crane offload this morning, and it just took a little longer than I wanted it to. So I don't think we will make it all the way home tonight. I think we're probably going to be in Virginia when we stop tonight. So, is what it is. Might be mine coming there. Is that a 210? Yeah, I think that's mine. I always want you to check the serial number before they load it. Set that right on the block. All right. Very good. All right, we got this thing loaded up. So I don't know if you saw that. I only put 4 chains on it in the yard. It's because that's what they told me to do. They said just 4 chains and then pull out of the gate. So that's what I did. And once I get out here, then I put 4 binders on it. And honestly, it probably doesn't even need that. This thing's like right around 50,000 pounds. So probably 4 chains and then 1 across the boom would have been enough. But, let's fix that. That hook is not seated on there properly. What is up with that? There we go, that's better. Just had to give it the boot. All right, so anyway, probably could have done just 4 chains and then a 1/2-inch chain across the boom, but we are actually waiting for North Carolina to issue our permit. And actually, I don't know if we're waiting for North Carolina or the broker, because the broker insisted on pulling the permits on this one. Usually we pull all our permits ourselves, and that way we get them faster. But I will say that yesterday we had the same problem with North Carolina. They took forever to issue permits. So we were actually headed down the road. We got into North Carolina. I had a prefab concrete building on the trailer. It was 50,000 pounds. So we had to permit all the way from West Virginia down into North Carolina. And we actually got pulled into the weigh station right as you get into North Carolina when you get down the hill. And I didn't realize we didn't have our permit yet. So the lady in the scale came out and said, "Hey, where's your permit?" I was like, well, you know, I thought we had the permit, but apparently North Carolina didn't issue it yet. So, and she pulled me off to the side. She came out, she was getting my plate information, my truck number and all that. I thought, oh great, I'm getting a ticket for sure. But about that time, the permit actually popped through on my phone, and I showed her, Jen took a screenshot of the screen on North Carolina's website that showed they were working on it. And I said, you know, it showed we started pulling at like 11 o'clock, and this was at like 3 o'clock. And I said, you know, we applied for it hours ago. They just haven't issued it yet. And then about that time, it popped in on the email on my phone. And I said, hey, that was it. And she was like, was that it? I said, yeah, I'll show it to you. So I opened it up, handed it to her, and she was like, all right, I'm going to let you go. You're a nice guy. So I didn't want to give you a ticket anyway. I said, okay. So we skated through that yesterday. I don't know how much that would have been. We were 10,000 pounds over 80. I don't know if they'd hit you for over gross and over axles, or just over gross on that. But we got away without getting a ticket. But they did take, like I said, like 4 hours to get us a permit yesterday. This one should be simple. It's just an excavator. It's not real heavy. We're permitting at 96,000 pounds, I believe, 97 maybe. So it should be pretty routine. But again, North Carolina is, they're goofy sometimes. So hopefully we get that. That is what we are waiting on. As soon as we get that, then we will be hitting the road. All right, guys. Finally got our permit for North Carolina. So we are gonna get the heck out of here. Get up the road a little bit. See how far we can get. So coming out of John Deere down here, you got to go east over through Kernersville, and then up 150 and 68 to get up to 220. So that's what we're going to do. We'll go up 220 up to 581 and Roanoke and hit 81, and we'll just see how far we can get. Hey. Yeah, I saw it. I'm leaving. Really? Yeah. attention, people. Thank you. Yeah, make it difficult for me. Thanks, buddy. So, I love my wife very much, but she has a tendency to get me on the phone and then go do other things and kind of forget that she's on the phone. So, and it's like, hey, can I get off the phone? So yeah, this is the tight part coming out of the Deere plant there. Once we get through this little town, Kernersville, then it's not too bad, up to 220. I don't know how far we're gonna get tonight. Probably, we might get to Staunton. Yeah, things just didn't work out the way I wanted them to yesterday. Woke up yesterday, we picked up in Waverly, West Virginia, and that was on December 2nd. So if anybody lives in that area, you know you got like, I don't know, 3 to 5 inches of snow. So I stayed in Marietta, Ohio at a hotel there, and then when I got up in the morning, there was like 3 inches of snow on my trailer. So I had to sweep all that off, and then I headed over to the plant there in Waverly, and there was an accident on I-77 South, so I sat in that for like an hour before I even got to pickup. And then all the roads were snow covered, so it was slow going. I finally got over there. Because of the snow, it took longer to load, but we finally got that loaded, and I got out of there, I think it was like 10 o'clock, 10 or 11. And by that time, the roads weren't too bad. But that all slowed us down. And then this morning, I was unloading. It was like I said, a concrete prefab. It was actually a bathroom going to a little park. And it was funny, the guy said that it cost $200,000, that one little bathroom. But anyways, then I got down there. I got to Mooresville last night, so that was what I thought was about half an hour or 45 minutes from the job site. Turns out it was more like an hour and 15, which was okay because I did not wait for the crane to show up before I left. I got, it was like 2 miles away. I found a little place to pull off, and then I sat there. But then I sat there for another, I don't know, hour and a half waiting for the crane to get set up. So just a bunch of delays, and then we're limited to sunset because we're oversized. So just not getting as many miles done as I would like, but it's December, right? So that's kind of the worst time of year for oversized stuff, December, January, when the days are short and there's weather, you know, snow everywhere. But we'll get as far as we can tonight. We might ask the broker if this can deliver on Friday, because then I'll just get up and I'll take this home tomorrow, and then I can get up Friday morning and run it up to Syracuse and deliver it, and then I can just turn around and come right back home empty. The other thing I have to do this week is take the truck into the shop. It's due for a PM. Basically oil change, greasing everything. So no problems with it. Just routine maintenance. But we have that scheduled for Friday as well. Which, it doesn't really matter what time Friday. So if it's Friday afternoon or Friday evening, not a big deal. Yeah, I just don't know if we'll be able to make it all the way from Staunton or wherever we get to tonight, all the way up to Syracuse to get delivered tomorrow anyway. And if that's the case, I might as well make tomorrow a short day and stay at home tomorrow night. And then I don't have to pay for a hotel. And then I can get it delivered on Friday. to find a spot to stop because we don't have our Virginia permit yet. Alright, well, I guess we're going to sit here for a little bit because, you know, we waited down there for our North Carolina permit and they finally got it to us, and now we're sitting here in Virginia waiting for our Virginia permit. So it's just time wasted that doesn't need to be wasted. It's pretty frustrating. But as soon as we get that, we will be hitting the road again. Yeah, alright. So we got our permit, and now we can roll out. So we made it here to, I believe this is Troutville. Virginia. We're at the Best Western. So this one's a little bit more expensive than I usually pay. Usually I try to stay 70, 80 bucks. This one was 110. But we were kind of limited for options. It just takes a while coming up 220 up through the hills when you're heavy. And we're not real heavy, but even at 80,000 pounds coming up 220 through there, it just takes a little while. And we were at about 96,000. And then we had to wait on permits in Kernersville. And then I had to stop right as we got into Virginia in Ridgeway, and I had to wait for my Virginia permit. So apparently this brokerage, I figured they had somebody that worked for the brokerage that pulled permits for them. You know, they had accounts with all the states and they would go through and they would pull permits. Apparently that is not the case. What they do is they use a permit service to pull the permits for them. So we have accounts in almost every state to pull permits. Every state except for New York, and we are working on that. We found out, we talked to some old guy in the New York permit office, and he said, oh no, you can set it up. So it takes like weeks to get it set up, I guess, because they have to connect accounts and set you up for it. So we're working on it. But we could have pulled the permits, and it would have been cheaper for the broker, because they're paying for the permits on this one. It would have been cheaper for them and faster for us if they would have just let us pull the permits, and then they could reimburse us for them. But that's not what they did, so it just took a little while. But we got them. I believe we have all of our permits now. We have West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and New York. So I am like 9 hours from delivery. So even if I get up at 6, sunrise, I believe, is at like 7:20 in the morning, so I can't start before then. So even if I get up and I start at sunrise, I do have to stop for fuel. I'll have to stop a couple times just because I'm human. And I won't be able to get this delivered tomorrow, even if I run straight up to Syracuse. So I think the plan is to go home tomorrow and sit on it overnight, and then I'll get up in the morning and we'll run it up to Syracuse. I should have it there by, noon or 1 at the latest. And then I can drop it up there, and then I can just flip around and I'll just run home empty. I know I can turn that. I've turned it before. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I've been out all week already, so rather than pay for another hotel for tomorrow night, when I would probably be, 2 hours north of the house anyway, when I had to stop, I'll just go home and stay there for the night and then run it up on Friday and just make a long day Friday and a short day Thursday. So that is the plan for tonight. I'm going to go relax a little bit. I gotta find some food somewhere, but Jen was saying there's a McDonald's and a diner around here, so I'll find something. And I will see you guys when we get started at sunrise in the morning. Morning, guys. It's about 10 after 7. I'm about ready to get going here. We had to wait for sunrise this morning. It is cold. It's like 25 degrees out here in Roanoke, Virginia. But the truck is warming up, and we are about ready to rock. So, like I said last night, I think I'm just going to take this home today. It's 265 miles home. I believe it's like 550 miles up to Syracuse, 540 miles up to Syracuse. So I'm going to take it home today. I think I'm going to stop at a truck wash here this morning, get the truck cleaned up, and then tomorrow I will get up in the morning and I will take it up to Syracuse. We'll be there around lunchtime anyway, and that way I don't have to stay out overnight and pay for a hotel and food and all that. And I get to be home, which is kind of nice too. So that's the plan for today. It's going to be a pretty short day, probably 5 hours or so. We'll get home. So let's go get it done. Guess it'll look good wet. Take a look. It looks pretty good. I'm not real picky about stuff. I just want it to be clean, you know. It looks like they got it pretty clean. Yeah, she looks pretty good. So, alright guys, I'm gonna hop back in here. We will keep heading north. Hey guys. So should have probably checked the weather before I got the truck washed. Of course, as soon as I got up on the road, I ran into pre-treat trucks. Apparently there's a storm coming in Virginia later today. So I think I'm just running into the first few bands of that, starting to rain a little bit. But Syracuse is supposed to get hit. I think they're getting like 5 inches tonight. They have a storm watch or a storm advisory until 7 tonight. So my plan to stop at home is definitely the right one, because I have done this with brokers before where they wanted me to go into Massachusetts, and there was a storm coming in, and I said no, I'm not doing it, I'll go in tomorrow, or I think it was on Monday because that was a Friday. And they got all bent out of shape about it, and I said, look, you can't pay me enough to drive into a snowstorm. It's just dumb to do. And with oversized stuff, you're not supposed to be on the road anyway. So we are in West Virginia now. I have about 90 miles back to the house, so we're gonna keep riding. I brought you guys in here because of the weather, but we're gonna keep riding and get these last few miles done and get home. Guys, we have made it back home. I'm gonna park the truck here, and we'll be back up in the morning, sunrise, and hit the road and get this John Deere 210 up to Syracuse. Yeah, so I will see you guys in the morning. Morning, guys. Well, it is a cold one this morning. It's 23 degrees right now, and it's only going to get colder as we go north. So I think the high today in Syracuse is 15. I'm okay with the cold once I've gotten used to it, but man, I turn into a little girl for the first couple weeks when it's cold like this. I do not like it. It takes forever for everything to warm up. Hands are frozen. Probably doesn't help that I checked tire pressure on all my tires on the truck this morning and put air in them. I try to do that every once in a while, especially as the temperature changes. Because because that'll change the cold pressure in your tires. So I got that all set this morning. Now we are hitting the road. Got fuel yesterday when I got home, so I don't have to worry about that today. So all I have to do today is get this this John Deere 210 delivered. And then make it back home. So should be some snow on the ground up in New York. They got hit yesterday, I guess. Not a whole lot. I think it was 3 to 5 or something. So yeah, that should be pretty. Going up 81. Should be fresh snow on the ground. So I hope you guys enjoy the scenery from up on top of the excavator. And we'll go get this done. Hey guys, well, we have made it up here to Syracuse. I always like this drive. It's very scenic. There you can see kind of a view of Syracuse. Very pretty with the snow. They have been working on pretty much, seems like all the roads around Syracuse for a while now. But this interchange especially, the 81 North, 481 interchange, they had it so that no oversize was allowed on it. Now they are allowing oversized loads through here. So the last time I delivered up this way, delivered to a different part of the city. It was kind of northeast corner, whereas this is kind of more towards the middle of, I don't know, I consider it like inside the 481 loop there. But but this is kind of more inside that. So usually they take us up 481, and then we get off on 5, and then once we're on 5, we immediately take a right onto a little road that kind of goes straight north. Of course, that's going to the other place, but that place, you go straight north up there, and it's right off of, I think the road's called Butternut or something, that you take up there. So today, they actually gave us a route. We're taking 481 around to 5, but then we're following 5 up to 635, and we're actually taking that up to 90. We'll get on 90 for just a couple miles, and then right back off onto 81 again for another couple miles going north, and then we get off onto Taft Road. We're going to 5 Star Equipment, a John Deere dealer today. So if you're familiar with the area, that probably makes sense to you. But it was a little bit different route than I'm used to coming up here. But it actually should be easier. That little road that they have me take off of 5 the other way is I don't like doing that. Very small. The turns are real tight. So this is pretty much all, highway. That is usually where we have to turn to get up to Butternut Avenue, and you can see that's real tight through there, so I don't like doing that. Not that this isn't going to be tight, but it should be a little better than going the other way. Trying to get up here and get this unloaded and get a scan of the proof of delivery, my BOL, back to Jen before 1 o'clock today, because then we can bill it and get paid for it today. So our factoring company has a cutoff of 1 o'clock, and if we can get it into them by then, they can do a wire and get us paid the same day. So that's what we were trying to do. Originally, we were hoping to have this delivered yesterday, but the weather did not cooperate this week, so it kind of set us back a little bit. That's okay. I think we're just going to go ahead and split the lane here, make sure we have enough room. I've never been this way before, so I want to make sure I don't screw up here. Frustrating my GPS, or it may think I have to turn around and go back to get a waypoint. Not sure which. Guys, we have arrived here at John Deere. Now hopefully we can get this unloaded quickly and we'll turn around and we'll go right back home. So that is the plan. Now, wondering which way. That's exit only. Okay. I think I have been here before. Been a while though, because I remember going in and looping around. Well, they have it plowed. I'm gonna go ahead and lock them up. Alright, I'm going to go in and see where they want me. Alright guys, so went in, they have to check it into their system before they can sign the paperwork, so we're not going to get it billed, but that's okay. We'll get it unloaded and we'll get it billed next week, so it'll be alright. think we're ready to take this thing off the trailer. And then the lady in the office said that somebody would be out to check it in and sign my paperwork. Ooh, it's got leather seats. Look at that. That's pretty nice. Fires right up. No problem. I think we got clearance everywhere. There we go. All right, now we will spin around. And we should be able to walk this thing right off. I know the guy that was driving this was not that tall. He must have put the seat back when he got out. Smooth. We will take it and we will set it right in front of that bulldozer sitting there. 1050, big bulldozer. So now we'll swing around here again. Try not to hit anything. Yeah, plenty of room. Just want to kind of tuck it out of the way here. Alright, now I'm going to try to set you guys down because I need to use both of these. That won't work. Will you guys stay there? All right, I believe that will do it. Now, I'll go get the trailer cleaned up, and hopefully somebody will be out. She said they would. All right, now we'll go get hooked back up. And I'm going to cooperate. You got that time? No? All right, 15th time's the charm. Now we got it. All right, this thing is unloaded, and they just came out and checked it out, got my paperwork signed for me, so this load is all done. So from here, I'm turning around and running those same miles right back home for the weekend, just empty. So this week, we managed to get some loads done, even though the weather didn't really cooperate. I got about 3 to 5 inches in West Virginia when I was over there picking up. So that slowed us down, and then Syracuse got hit yesterday, which kind of worked out anyway because I was able to spend the night at the house before I brought this up. But we got this one delivered. So as always, I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for more videos. If you like the scenery aspect of it, I do have another channel called The Scenic Trucker. I'll link to it in the description. If that's something you guys like, just calm music and some background scenery. Check that out. Maybe you'll enjoy it. But until next time, from Syracuse, New York, this is Cliff with Hambleton Transportation. I will see you guys out there on the road.